Namaste everyone. Very warm welcome to Satsang today. Sadhguru Sri Mujit Ji ki Jai. Thank you so much for joining in. Very nice to see all of you. And if you're in the hangout, the way to ask your questions is to unmute your mic. And if you're on YouTube, you can put it on the chat there and I'll look at it as well. Hello. Small baby with us. What's here now? What's here right now? Can we look at that? Because the truth is here. We don't need to go looking around here and there to find the truth. The truth is ever present. In fact, I say that I'm not interested in that which comes and goes. Of what value would that be? If it is something coming and going, no matter how glorious it is, of what value would it be? It will only lead to more attachment, isn't it? Attachment and then suffering when it goes. So can we find that which is always present? And if you focus on what is here right now, then you will not be able to tell me that there is something missing. Something is always missing in experiences from the past or projections into the future. The most common one we hear is that it's all okay now, you say like this in satsang, but what about when I leave? And immediately we pick up this projection of the future, isn't it? When you taste your own presence, then you stop searching here and there. Your own presence of being. This is the presence that wakes up, and then we call it the waking state. What is the difference between sleep and waking? One way to say is that all these appearances are there in the waking state, isn't it? One way to say is like that. But the other way first is to see that first there's a me. All these appearances are arising for me, in my presence. Can there be an appearance without a me? Don't worry, it's fine. It's okay. I had two children of my own, so I'm used to them. So it's never possible to have an appearance of something without there being this perspective of there being a me. Can you say that I saw something but I was not there? No, it sounds like a silly thing to say, isn't it? We say that I saw something. It's always that I saw something. So the I must be always present. So we have to find out who is this I. Who is this one? This I sees our thoughts also. A thought might be coming now. A thought could even be, if it's your first time in satsang, it could even be, but this is little abstract, it's little something, but it's another thought, you see, just a thought. You are witnessing this thought. See? And this you who is witnessing this thought, this emotion, this external world, this you is who? Who is the witness of all of this? This witness, this awareness is what you are, is what I am. And it's always present. And this witness has no trouble with any appearance coming and going. Isn't it? Huh? It's okay, it's good. Satsang is the place where you can be free. Don't have to be proper, don't have to be restricted in any way. If something is coming, just it's okay. Is there something triggering it or it just
There's nothing triggering, it's just
happens very often in satsang? That's why I find that there is great beauty in this very simple pointing that just came up like this the other day, and I probably used it in every satsang after that, which is that all there is this big A of awareness and this small a of appearance. Is there anything besides this? Is there anything which is not an appearance? Anything outside the appearance, which is not the awareness itself? And then if we see that all is appearance, then we find that as long as we are attached to some part of the appearance, as long as we are attached to some part of the appearance, or we want the appearances to go in a certain way, we want to direct the flow of these appearances, what is also called trying to control our life, the way our life is going. It's completely not possible. But you will find that you are the pure awareness, which is unconcerned by the flow of any appearance. So if you are identifying with the small a appearance, then trouble. Once you see that you are the big A, which is awareness itself, then no trouble is possible. Can we keep it this simple? Free. If there's something coming up, you can say like that. All that we can speak of must be content of the appearance, isn't it? We say my mind is very strong, mind is very strong. Or some strong emotion comes, fear comes, anger comes. This body is in pain. The people around me are like this, like that. My surroundings are like this, the money in my bank. All this part of the appearance, isn't it? Can there ever be a problem which is not part of the appearance? And which appearance comes and stays? All appearances only come and go, isn't it? If you have a desire or aversion to an appearance, then it is trouble. Namaste, namaste everyone. And Bhagwati says, Nirmai, you want to ask a question, Father? Of course, my dear, please come.
Namaste, Father.
Namaste, my dear.
I'm sorry, I have to ask you such a basic gross question here, but I don't know what to do. So I don't know whether to lay it at your feet or to. I've inquired into this, but I've taken everything that you've said about thoughts and and all is good, but I have this one so sticky thought that I've had it for like about 20 years,
Ah,
and and it, for and it's habitual. I mean, basically, I suppose. I mean, basically, I've had like, if you like, it's keeping me in the body. So in the body. So I know I'm not my thoughts. I know I'm not my feelings. But uh, but basically, I've had like, I suppose this eating disorder, if you like,
right.
for many years, and it's been a bit all-consuming. Every minute of the day, nearly. You know, you're thinking of your body. You know, how can I eat without eating calories? How can I avoid eating this? What am I weighing? What am I? It's just, and everything's been around that, and I just can't. It's just so deep. It's so habitual. You know, my life is run around it, going, you know, going to the gym and being a personal trainer, and it's just so stupid. I just had enough, and I just don't know how to get out of this. It just comes, and it's there without me realizing I've picked it up, and I don't know what to do. I've inquired. I even have my head shaved as part of the renunciation of, you know, I am not, you know, but I don't know what to do, Father. I'm in a loop and I don't have any space to maneuver on this one.
So you say that for a long time you had this disorder which is related to eating, isn't it? And there are sticky thoughts around it. It seems compulsive. And if you give me the permission, I'll tell you something strong. It is not your disorder. You are witnessing the disorder, you are aware of it, but it is part of the movement of this consciousness. As long as you pick it up and say, this is me, I am doing this, I must do it like this, or I must not do it like this, then it will cause you a lot of suffering. We don't need to create it. We don't even need to get into the reasons why it started, what were the triggers. It's all okay. Just that consciousness got together and said, let us play in this way. Let us play through this expression of consciousness in this way. You are aware of the disorder, but the disorder cannot touch you as awareness, isn't it?
I don't even feel that space to, you know.
It's not space.
Like,
It's very simple actually. It's not space. It's not a state. It's just that you would not be able to report that I have a disorder unless you were able to, unless you were aware of it, isn't it? You see, you are aware that there is disorder. You are aware when the body moves in certain ways towards food or away from food. You can have, some have habits, some will keep pulling their hair, some will keep doing something else. As long as we identify as the one who is the doer of all of this, then it will seem like it's a heavy, heavy burden to carry. But as long as we see that I'm just witnessing this adventure of Nirmai, and Nirmai seems to play out like this without trying to change this appearance, without trying to change the movie, then you might find that it completely changes or it doesn't change, but you are unconcerned. See, a lot of guilt can come up otherwise. You say, I decided, or I decided even to shave my hair, to renounce the world, so that I could be free from this. So we took on more the concept of doing something so that we could stop doing something else. And as long as we are in this trap of doing, not doing, doing, not doing, this trouble can continue like this. Can you identify, if I were to ask you, can you identify who decides to eat or not eat? Cannot find. Then why do you say, I do like this, I have the disorder? Cannot say like that. Unless you identify this I, don't refer to it as yourself. So you'll find that there are times where strong thoughts will come, and maybe even images. You see, it might be attractive about food or repulsive about food, I'm not sure. But either way, it's the same thing. Who are you in all of this? And as long as you keep believing that I am the person who has this disorder or doesn't have this disorder, then more and more trouble will come. Then the ego has its way with you see. How does food touch you? Food cannot touch you. In fact, we can go as far as to say, even this body cannot touch you. Your own body cannot touch you. You are just the awareness of it. So how can we call something which cannot even touch you I? But we are strongly conditioned to believe this. Ever since we were children, since we've been maybe 2.5 years old, we've been told that this is my hand, this is my leg, this is my nose. See, all parents teach like this, isn't it? Where's your nose? Where's your hair? Where's your head? And we start believing that this is me, this body is me. But even with all of this conditioning, we still feel actually that I am a person who is the owner of this body. Most of us behave like that, that we are a person who owns this body. And this person is completely non existent. So the body is just in this realm of appearances. The person idea doesn't even belong in this realm, it's only imagination. The question is, what are you in all of this? And not what does it seem like you are. You can check now and confirm really what you are. And use everything that is coming, trying to be an obstacle, as momentum for this inquiry itself. So strong thoughts are coming. You ask, who are these thoughts coming to? Who is aware of these thoughts?
So it's like, yes, I'm aware that there's a response to these, so I'm responding to
Yes, but
these.
is the awareness responding? Can the awareness respond? The awareness is completely unmoved, isn't it? Then how is the response happening? We can watch this together. It's very nice. We say that a trigger is there or a thought is there, and I'm just responding. How are you responding?
I'm plotting and planning what I can and shall I eat this or shall I have that? So that's how I respond.
So this is basically saying that I'm believing some thoughts which are coming up. You see how when we say planning, what are we saying? We're saying that I'm waiting for some thoughts to come. Okay, what should I do? Okay, tomorrow when you wake up, you don't do this. So this thought comes, or some other thought can come. Okay? And then when you give your belief to a few of these, then you say, I have a plan. Isn't it?
Yes.
So that's why we've taken it at the root. And we said, don't believe your next thought. That's why this simple pointing is very powerful. Because we don't even need to then look at planning, strategizing, all that is not possible. Because all that means is that a set of thoughts is coming and I gave a belief to some of them and I believe this thought that now I have a plan.
I suppose it's because I get these thoughts so often, like that, and then it's like it's um, it's like a sort of a back a bombardment, a constant bombardment, the same. It's the same stuff. It's the same
Yeah.
stuff to do with it, you know.
But because it's been nourished, you see, it's been nourished
Yes.
either by your belief or your resistance.
Yes. And then anger, and then every emotion that you can have attached to it. And then I'm ashamed of it, and I'm disappointed that even that I'm having to have this conversation instead of some more highbrow, deep Shiva type conversation. I'm talking about my body and eating, you know, and it's like I can't believe I'm having to do this. But
Yeah.
I just feel that I know it's not true that that having this thought is keeping me in the body, but that instead the thought's keeping me in the body, and this is going to stop me realizing my true nature unless I cut this thought. And it's like, and then hence why I'm in this loop.
Let's realize your true nature right now, and then we'll see whether all this matters to anyone. Yes? Because the mind will say, but first, how can you be realized? How can you find freedom when you can't even get over a eating disorder? The mind will say like this, you see. Don't believe this, it's completely rubbish. Who are you right now? Let's start from what you really understand at this moment. Don't worry about anyone else in the Sangha. Don't worry about Bhagwati sitting next to you. Just with full integrity and honesty, tell me who you see yourself to be right now in this moment.
I'm not sure really. I'm not sure who I am, in all honesty.
So that's very good. Very good. So let's start from here. We said that you are aware of your body, isn't it? You are aware of your body, and if you were to put your attention to your breath, you would be aware of your breath as well. Then, if you wait for some time, you will be aware of the next thought that comes. You are aware of your emotions also. Now, where is this awareness in relation to you? How far from this awareness are you?
It feels the same.
It feels like it is the same. What you and the awareness, does it feel like they are the same?
Yes.
Now stay here, stay here, and see if any thought, any emotion can touch you as awareness.
No, it can't. It can't.
Is there a way for you to create some distance between yourself and this awareness? Can you try to get a little away from it? Can you try to separate from this awareness?
No.
Just a little bit.
Only if I let my attention wander.
Yes, yes,
But
even if attention is going, let attention also wander. Let it wander. Leave it completely free, and then tell me if you manage to create some distance between yourself and awareness.
no, no, no distance.
So let attention go free, let all thoughts come and go, let all emotions come and go. You are this untouched awareness. The mind will come and say, but have you really seen this? Or are you just faking it? The mind will come and say like this. Then when it comes like this, just check again. What am I? Where am I in relation to this awareness? This one, stay as this one. Let all that needs to happen happen. Be completely unconcerned. The mind will come and say, but what happened to the eating disorder thing? I'll say that. Then you can say, whose is it? Whose disorder is it? It's not mine. See? And every time it convinces you that you have a disorder, you can ask, who is this you? Who is this me that has this disorder? You will find that it does not exist. So in this way, we trick the trickster itself. The trickster tries to convince you of your separation, and you use whatever it is trying to say to deepen your own inquiry.
Yeah, I think that it was something you said in the satsang the other day, that if something like picking up the pen, and if you can't drop the pen,
Yes.
it's showing your attachments, and that is grace. And in many respects, I see it as grace, and hence why I knew I needed to talk about it, to bring it up, rather than try and keep it hidden.
This is very good, very good. Very good you are able to come and expose it, isn't it?
Thank you so much for your time, Father.
Very welcome. Very welcome. So we can say that there is an appearance of these disorders. Everybody will have something or the other, you see. Every car will break down at some point or the other. Some cars have constant issues, some cars have once in a while big issues that happen. Every car is built differently. But we do not say that I have this. Some who are deeply attached to their cars will also be very miserable because of it. Some whose life depends very strongly on what car they have can get deeply entrenched in the suffering of their cars. But to see that this vehicle, this body, seems to have this trouble or this trouble, as long as we are not saying, I have this trouble, it's all okay.
So, can I just ask that if it's the fact that that it's because how I want my appearance to be, yeah, that's how the eating disorder sort of came about, so it's my appearance, which I know is to be absolutely, but it's like, why, where is that coming? Why should I be so concerned about? Do you know what I mean? And it's that's brought that about, and it's like, wanting to look a particular way, wanting to be perceived a particular way, and I know that all of that is absolute rubbish, and it's um, everything else has fallen away. Everything else in my everything, and it's just been this, of how I look, and how I perceive myself, and how other, it's like when I'm awake, I want to be slim and awake. You know what I mean? I don't, and
Yes.
it's like, I mean, that's crazy thought, but do you see what I mean? It's like, and it seems so strong ego, there, and that's what that's a concern that I have, that it's what's,
So very good. There are a few things we can look at here. One is you said that how I perceive myself. How do I perceive myself? So how do you perceive yourself now? How do you perceive yourself?
oh, that's perceiving myself as the body,
Yes.
and yes,
Okay, but anytime you check, it is clear that I cannot be this bundle of flesh and blood and skin or whatever. Every time you really look, you cannot say that I am this. You see that I am the witnessing of this body also. So as long as you perceive yourself as a body, then this confusion can come. But once you start perceiving yourself as either the presence or the witness of the presence also, either is okay. You can perceive yourself as the presence of beingness which is here, or the eternal awareness which is aware even of this presence. Then is this a changing perception? Does this change in any way?
Yes, because when when I'm not believing my next thought, then I know that I'm not going with that. So I know that I'm not the body. But it's like when these things get in the back door, and yeah, it all seems so ridiculous. But sometimes you just need your master's hand to,
Yes.
which you're doing. Thank you, pulling me out of the shark-infested water or whatever.
It's very good. So the first thing you can look at is how do I perceive myself? And if I perceive myself as a person, then can I find this person? If I perceive myself as a body, then how will I look 50 years from now? How did I look 100 years before this? How long can I keep up the way the body looks? And same thing for others. What will they perceive 50 years from now? So will you be concerned about these fleeting perceptions, or are you concerned about the eternal perception?
The eternal. No, I know this is a borrowed body. I know it's borrowed, you know, and I know that it could be gone tomorrow. I know this. I know this. This is the frustrating thing. I know this from Buddhism. I know it from Advaita. I know it's not my body, and yet it's like. But but I understand exactly what you're,
Yes. So
where, if you like.
convert it. Now you convert it from knowing it like a mental knowledge, convert it from a knowing it like a mental knowledge to just seeing it in the moment, you see. Because when it is mental knowledge, it can be frustrating. But when it is checked and seen for your own self again and again through the inquiry, then it goes from being mental knowledge to just a pure, innocent experiencing of your true self. Because mental knowledge will lead to guilt, it will lead to this kind of frustration that I know this, but then why do I do this? You don't need to know anything actually. You see, drop all knowledge. If you drop all knowledge, what you will have to do is check in every moment. Then you have to check fresh. Check fresh. Where am I? Who am I?
Is it Gianni was reading this morning, and I felt this very strongly when Papaji said about being I'll ad-lib this, but presenting one naked at Satsang, you know, and that's how I want to be, is naked, you know. I really want to sit here totally naked in front of you.
Free from all concepts, free from all beliefs, concepts, knowledge, everything. Suppose you were just now, you were born just now. What do you know? You don't know anything. Do you have plans? Does a newborn baby have plans? Is it concerned about the next moment? Completely, right? Then, when something comes up for you, you can check. Don't refer it back to the mind. Don't refer it back to the mind, some knowledge, some book that you may have read. That's not required. Now you have the power to just see for yourself your own true nature, you see. Don't give the problem to the mind. It will only make it worse. Use these appearances of problems as fire, as wood in the fire for your own self-inquiry. In this way, I can go as far as to say, welcome all of this. Welcome. If disorder is coming, welcome it. Oh, what are you saying? What are you saying? Okay. Then it says, oh, you cannot eat. It's making you look fat. Okay. So who are you talking to then? Who are you talking to? You use it like this, welcome it and say, what do you want? If you run from it, then it keeps chasing you. I talked about this example, no? The dog chasing the bike. You keep trying to escape the dog keeps chasing you. Then you stop the bike, it doesn't know what to do. It doesn't know what to do. Hmm. So you face the disorder and say, okay, what is it that you want? And it says, but you're looking so fat. Huh? And you say, but what are you talking about? Huh? What are you talking about? Are you talking about this body which is going to come and go? It's going. How many more years does it have? I'm not concerned. Don't run from it. Don't want to escape it. Just be present. Just be present to face it. Be present to face it. Confront it if you have to. Don't run.
Okay. No running. Thank you so much, Father.
Thank you, my dear.
Thank you. I love you so much.
I love you too. Beautiful lights you have behind you as well. Yeah.
That was our Christmas. Thank you, Father. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, my dear. Satsanga says, Namaste Ananta ji. My camera isn't working, but I would like some help with the question, please. Yes, my dear, come. And we'll read one more in the meanwhile. Vikas said, mind is dead today. Feeling blessed seeing your smile. Thank you so much for the light. You're very welcome.
Namaste. Can you hear me?
Yes, my dear, I can.
Oh, I'm sorry that I don't know why the camera is not working.
It's
So,
all right. It's all right.
um, in the last 3 days, there's two things that happened that I wanted to share. The first was a couple. I think it was yesterday that I was sitting and looking in, and I realized that there is this attachment to being a disciple,
Mhm.
like. I feel like this feeling that, oh, I always need a guru, like somehow life is not okay without a guru. And so then I said, oh, who is this disciple that needs a guru? And suddenly there's just this fear that came up because it felt like something was going to disappear. And I had to stop because I was like, I just opened my eyes because I just couldn't go through whatever that was. It suddenly just felt like, I don't know, it was strange to feel like if I wasn't a disciple and there wasn't a guru, then
Yes,
it will just be oblivion.
yes, yes.
That was one. And then the other thing that I think I wanted help with today's in the last 3 days, I've just felt this just this sense of tiredness and fatigue and like like a fogginess in my head. And so I said, okay, I sat and I said, okay, what is this? Who is feeling this tiredness? Am I aware of it? And it's been very strange because I feel like even that witnessing and awareness is tired. It feels like this tiredness just is just everywhere. And you in the usually if I have some kind of strong sensation and I sit and inquire and I say, am I aware of it? I will straight away feel like, oh, here's a sensation, and then there is a space in which this sensation is happening. But with this tiredness, it feels like this tiredness fills that space too. So like I can feel it now. It's just like I'm aware, and this awareness feels tired. So I don't I'm not sure what's happening there. I was wondering if you could help me.
Yes. The trouble with me is that if you ask me two questions, by the time the second question is over, I have no idea what the first one was.
Okay, it's okay. The first one wasn't.
Okay, so let's look at the second one first. And today I might just believe you that you have some problem because I can't see your shining face. So, so you say that it seems like awareness itself is tired. And who's
Yes.
aware of this? So there's a feeling of tiredness,
Hmm.
and there's an awareness of this tiredness.
Even now, it feels like
Mhm.
whatever is that tiredness is there in whatever is aware of it as well.
Is there a physical entity or a substance to awareness that could get tired? Is it like a physical space?
Yeah, it feels like a fog that's spread, like the tide. It's like my mind is foggy, and that fogginess is like is coming out into the space as well, which
Yes. So everything in the space, suppose the entire phenomenal appearance was filled with this fog,
yes.
and yet there would be a seeing of this entire phenomenal space filled with this fog. Okay? Let's not even call it awareness because maybe the word awareness can get confusing. Let's say there is a seeing of it. In what way is the seeing touched by any content of the phenomenal space? Like in deep,
See,
like for example, in the deep sleep state, would there be an appearance of this fog?
I don't know.
Okay, we can check now. Just like there is a seeing of the computer and the seeing of your internal objects like thoughts, imagination, memory, the fog is also seen. But you have to check and see how the seeing, which part of the seeing is touched by the fog. Look and tell. Don't buy into any visual. The
Yeah,
mind
because
will throw visuals at you. It'll paint this picture of fog, or it'll paint a picture of awareness and fill it up with something. But there is a awareness of this. There's a seeing of this picture also, and this seeing is untouched by any visual. You see?
it feels like all the seeing I've had in the past has like it's happening even though my eyes are closed, it's happening in the space where my eyeballs are, and my eyeballs feel tired.
Mhm.
And so I don't know if then,
So suppose it could happen like this. All the thing is here. Huh? But who's seeing this? Who's witnessing even this? Is this witnessing tired? The body can be completely tired and gone, yeah, without any life force. But the witnessing of this tired body is that also tired. And don't believe your mind's visuals or thoughts. Just check fresh now. And maybe what has been exposed is the visualization trick of the mind. We'll try to make some image of what even awareness is, of what the seeing is.
Yes, I think because now I feel I don't know what to say because I think what I thought was awareness is filled with tiredness. So then, yeah,
Even this was witnessed. You see, if you say that it was filled with something, that means there was a witnessing even of this.
yeah,
So we are talking about the witnessing and not what was witnessed. Mhm. It's an ancient trick of the mind to paint you these images of what you hear and what seems to be true. It says, yes, I can help you with this. You don't need to throw me away. I can help you with this also. Let me give you awareness. Awareness you want here. Let me paint a visual of awareness for you. And you'll be surprised how many buy into this visual of awareness and not just the pure seeing itself, which has no phenomenal expression actually. Because when I ask you the question, are you aware now?
yeah.
Are you aware now? Do you see the visual to confirm this?
I would say I'm confirming it because I can hear your voice, and yeah, there is some kind of visual behind my eyes.
Mhm. So suppose that it was all quiet, eyes were closed, and you were in some sort of deep meditation. Would you be aware or unaware?
Aware.
See? So all the content can appear in front of you, but this awareness cannot go. And this instant also, if you don't give it to your mind, you say, am I aware now? You say, yes, awareness is here. Without, does it take time? Does it take verification through some phenomena? It doesn't.
Yeah. I think it feels like my idea or this image that my mind had painted of what awareness or the space what is still, it's like capturing my attention.
Yes. 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 This is a manifestation of the idea, of the mind's idea that it has figured it out, or the mind's
Yeah,
idea that you know something now. Okay?
yeah.
And it manifests like this. That I can see this is what the awareness, it is so clear, awareness is here. That's all I see. And now it seems to be filled with spots or tiredness or fog or something. But the question now still is, who is seeing even this? Who is seeing this in front of you?
I I feel like I can't get um like,
Yes. And when you say that I can't get there, it means that I can't carry my mind there. It only means this. I'm trying to carry my mind and get it to see this.
yes.
But the mind cannot see this. The mind cannot see this. So you have to leave it behind. If you try to see it with your mind, it's not possible. You don't need the mind to answer, am I aware now? You might need the mind to put together the word yes, but to confirm am I aware now needs no mind. No visualization is required, no creativity is required, and no knowledge is required. You cannot stop this witnessing. And you will leave this seeker idea behind. You see, all this trouble is because of the seeker idea.
Mm.
The seeker is trying to get something. I am telling you, there is nothing to get. You are that already.
This is where my other the first thing I
Yes.
said now I feel is a fear that
Hmm.
because
Yes.
something wants to be someone's disciple.
Yes. Hmm. This something will be dissolved by the Guru himself. So this one doesn't know how much trouble it is asking for by being a disciple. Right now it feels like you can sustain your identity by hanging on to this seeker or disciple identity. But this is the last one, you see. If you're a true disciple, true seeker, then even this will be washed away by the grace of the Guru. As long as you don't say that I want to be an enlightened person.
Mm.
As long as you don't say I want to be a finder.
Mm.
Because you will find nothing actually. Are you okay with that?
Yes.
To find nothing. Suppose that this entire spiritual journey has been a complete waste. Are you okay with that? I can't see
Yes,
it. So,
actually, there's something I feel when you said, "I am I okay with that?" It's the same. There is something that feels annoyed because it's like, oh, is that all this suffering is not for nothing, or all that work, is it for nothing? That's what I hear when you say that.
yes, yes. I'm trying to push that button. I'm trying to get this seeker up here so that we can look at it and throw it away. You see?
Mm.
So you are aware of this emotion, this ouch, or this button that came when I said that all your spirituality is a complete waste.
Yeah.
Complete waste. And I'm sure many buttons are getting pushed when I say like this.
Yes.
So many years, people who have spent more years in spirituality than the years that you have lived as
Yes.
Satsanga, at least, you see.
Mm.
So this button can be very strong. When I say that your entire spirituality has been a waste. But actually, it is good news that I'm giving you. You see, how many will hear it as good news?
Mm.
Why has it been a waste? Because you have always been this.
Yeah.
You have always only been the self. If you had the power to become a person, then our work would be a lot more difficult. Then it would not have been as simple as waking you up from a dream. Then we would have to do some real surgery on you and take the person out. Actually, it's just been an imagination, it's been a daydream.
I can feel the mind. There's still ideas coming of, okay, now something's saying, okay, the ideas I had about awareness, that's now, you've said that's not it. Now it's trying to make new ideas of
It's
what this.
trying, see, the mind will grasp at straws. It doesn't want to give up. It'll
Mm.
grasp at straws, it'll do something, it'll try to make you, even look at, it could be the craziest things that could come up for you. Not only in the mind, sometimes in your external space it might come. You see, the
Mm.
most handsome boy might appear from somewhere and say, whoa, this is the love of my life, no, like this it can happen.
Mm.
It happens many times in satsang, it can happen like this. Mhm. That's why the simplest thing is don't believe any thought. Don't believe
Mm.
your next thought. I don't even say any. Just drop your next thought, don't believe it. With this disbelief, your true perception of what you really are is not far. It's not far. It's here actually, but because we are so dependent on listening to the mind's images and the
Mm.
mind's thoughts, we cannot see it.
Mm. I think yeah. Yesterday also I noticed somewhere in the corner. I feel like, my illness, whatever's happened in the body has kind of beaten a lot of arrogance out of me. And I thought, oh, okay, it's all gone. I feel very humble. And then yesterday I noticed that my, what I thought, yeah, like you said earlier, the picture painted of what I had of awareness, somewhere in the corner was that idea, oh, I now have it. I've understood what,
Yes.
you're talking about.
Yes. And the one that proclaims this is also not you, you see.
Yeah.
The one that proclaims that I got it is also not you. It is the same guy. That's why life is so full of grace that it'll let no arrogance remain.
Mm.
Even to say that I'm very humble is arrogant.
Mm. Yeah.
You see this? You see this?
Yeah.
You say I'm very humble is arrogant.
Yeah.
You're not even that. You're not even that. Neither humble nor arrogant. No attribute can be said about you. Are you okay with being nothing?
Yes.
All our endeavors have been trying to get us to become something, you see.
Mm.
The ego's mantra is to try and become something. And if you're completely okay being nothing, then no suffering can touch you. Mhm. Whose pain is it? Nothing. Whose thought is it? Nothing. Whose emotion is it? Nothing.
The mind that is, only when you said it today, I realized that, that images I had of awareness, it was my mind had painted it, but that mind seems to be so much more subtle than all the other thoughts because I wasn't, it had me completely fooled. Like, it feels so subtle that it's not as obvious as the
Yeah.
other stories my mind tells me.
Very, very good. Because that's why I say that if any of you ever feel like you got it, you must come to Satsang. Yeah. Because the mind will say, this is it, you got it. And if you feel that, then you definitely must continue coming to Satsang. And if you feel you didn't get it, then you must continue coming to Satsang. So that's why we speak of the beautiful neutrality. It's neither here now nor there. It's not desire, it's not aversion. It's not got it or not got it. It's just neutral. It's unconcerned, untouched. It carries no image about itself. Awareness does not paint a picture of itself to keep itself happy, you see. It does not have to work, does not have to do sadhana also. It needs no time. It's just here. What's here? Just for a moment, if you can see what's here, who is witnessing this moment, who is aware of what is arising. What's happening with you now?
I feels like this is blank, and then in the corner I can feel my mind trying to grasp for something.
Yes, but you are aware both of blank and the mind.
Yeah.
So don't resist the mind. Let the mind also come and do whatever it wants. Just see if you are touched by it as awareness.
Because something is
It's
aware
so
of it.
simple that it gets missed.
Mm.
So simple that it gets missed. That's the only trouble. There's a seeing that there's a mind. You yourself said there's a mind trying to do this, and there's a blank. But you say that you also say I am aware of it. Then that much is enough, you see. If you don't set conditions, you don't say that mind should come or it should not come, then leave everything free. For freedom, leave everything free.
Mm-hmm.
Can we keep a simple thing like that?
Mm-hmm.
For freedom, just leave everything free. Let your attention free, let your thoughts free, let your emotions free, let your body go free. At least in Satsang, we create this space where nobody will think you're crazy or something.
Father, can I speak for 1 second?
Yes, my dear.
Ishani has lost her connection, so I'm going to just log out and log back in as moderator until we find out what's happening.
Okay, my dear.
Okay,
Sure. Thank you.
1 moment.
Yes. I don't know because we have no video.
This is in the same terms as like minimizing stuff.
Yeah.
That's not how it's talking about. So it's about health.
Yeah.
That's a big thing here.
Yeah.
So there's an attachment to being healthy,
Yeah.
and there were some tests needed to be done.
Yeah.
Just sort of normal tests, but there was an anxiety for the reports. But it was easy to not believe the thoughts.
Yes.
The anxiety was, just energy through the body, and that was fine. And it's like I don't want to believe the thoughts because I know I'll suffer if I do. But then when the reports came and everything was normal, there was joy. But then the thoughts came, this joy is dependent on an external event. So we shouldn't be.
So pointing is still simple.
Yeah, but there was a belief going to that.
Yeah.
It's like there's so much joy that okay, now everything's fine, everything's okay. But then don't feel joy.
Yeah. So what happens is the report was fine, so joy came. And then for the mind, even that is a problem. Suppose that report had some trouble, then some anxiety came, then again mind will say, see, you're still attached to the body. Either way, you can't win with this mind.
So it's okay to experience the joy or the anxiety, just don't believe it.
Because if you try working at the level of emotion or some other level, then it becomes all messy and complicated. The simplest way is to not believe our next thought.
So that's the whole point. It kept saying this joy is not your joy. It's like an external, depending on something external. So it's
What external could have created the joy and given it to you? Not possible. This joy must be arising from the same being. You can't try to argue with the mind. Just hit the road, Jack. Something more in that?
no. actually just kept coming up. This was a couple of days back, but it just kept coming up. So
See, this mind is like, joy is coming because you are attached still to the body. Basically, that's what it's saying.
yeah, it kept saying that now that you're healthy, you know you're healthy, you're joyful. So you're still dependent on the body's health, for joy, all kinds of nonsense.
Vikas said, mind is dead today, feeling blessed. Did I read this already? Yeah. Soham says, Father, this is from Jayani. Please post on chat. Father, if I may share, there was a full-on eating disorder here, bulimic and anorexic for years, by grace. Full grace. It is gone. My dear angel love, all is grace. And Shivani says, if there were absolutely no phenomena, would awareness still be aware of awareness? Yes, yes, yes. Awareness is aware of awareness constantly. It seems phenomena are needed for awareness to be recognized. No, phenomena are not needed for awareness to be recognized. Awareness, being aware of awareness, is the non-phenomenal recognition, the only non-phenomenal recognition. Are you aware now? Does not need a phenomenal recognition of awareness. The simple question, are you aware now? You don't need to check back to phenomena. It seems that the answer is delivered in phenomena. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about just checking, are you aware now? Is there a phenomena checking on some other phenomena? No, it's pure awareness which is checking. Not even beingness is required for this. Only probably for this question, even beingness is not required. Then you say, how would awareness be aware of itself if there is nothing to be aware of phenomenally? It's just aware of itself. In this question, are you aware now? Just innocently. Don't give it to the mind. Just ask, am I aware now? Just instant confirmation. And then Shivani says, I feel like I know I'm aware because I'm aware of phenomena. You can say like this also. You can say that when we say, can you stop being now? There is awareness of beingness. So this awareness is untouched even by beingness. And this also points me to my true nature. But ultimately, in this simple checking, am I aware now? You see that no phenomena is needed to confirm this. It's good you're contemplating like this. It's a deep contemplation. Very few beings in this world of 7 billion can have a conversation like this. This itself is very good. Bhagavati ji says, Father, I know this one who thought there was something to get, then thought they had got it. Yes. Just laugh at it now. Yes. Very good. Yeah. Soham is there. Ishani lost connection. She's back now. Very good. So everybody is back. Amba is also back. That's good. That's good. Oh, Soham had to leave, is it? I see. Okay. Quickly get to chat as well. So today is what? Body identification day in Satsang? Satsanga says, thank you for making Satsang available like this for us to join for all around the world. Very welcome. It's my complete joy. And And it's very simple now. All you have to do is follow the link to the feed. And in the feed, you will see the upcoming satsang also, and you can even go and set a reminder for yourself over there. Although I don't know what kind of, does it send you a notification?
If you're following the Google Plus page, then you automatically get it.
If you're following the Google Plus page also. But if you just go to the feed and you see the upcoming event, then you can also say set reminder. I haven't tried it. I wonder what happened. Maybe it sends you a notification.
It gives me a read actually, just by following.
Okay. You're following the Google Plus. You want to make it as easy and open for everyone to come. I'm looking at Adam and wondering whether that's a photograph of Adam or is he. No, he's moving his head. See? It's already almost an hour and a half. Feel like we just started. I don't know about you guys. Is that a scary thought? We just started. How long is this going to go on?
It's the other way here. Just before you said it, the mind's like, oh, it's going to be. Oh no.
The same content can be so blissful for some and can be complete misery for others. It's all a question of perspective. Someone felt in Thiru, there was too much talking. There was too much talking. Somebody who came for first time. There's too much talking.
The Satsang part.
Yeah. Too much talking. You know, with me, what happens is that I take everything with openness, like contemplation. Is it too much? Too much? Then I realize that these words are appearing, and there's no person here who's controlling which words are going to be spoken. So there must be some receiving of them. When I find myself in a closed environment, then my tongue doesn't move at all. You see me outside, it's like to force myself to talk so much seemed like so much work. If I was in a work meeting to talk so much, it would seem like, oh, this is so tiring. So I feel that there must be some resonance somewhere. And that's why these words are coming. But we must be always open to feedback. Even if it seems like criticism, we can be open and just check what is life trying to tell us. Would you like to say something? Or have a question or anything?
You should tell me what to ask.
Oh. That's good.
What's the right question?
This reminds me of what I said to my master when I met him the first time. And he said to me, what made you come?
It was not a. It was just a flow. It just happened. Prasanna was at a place when he was going, and so we just looked at each other, my wife and myself.
Wow.
No conscious effort on our part.
So if I were to ask you, what is your understanding of the self? What would you say?
How any understanding would not be mine,
Because
because I can still witness understanding.
wow. Very good. Very good. And you witness the understanding as what? Is there an entity who is the witness?
You just forcibly give it names. But, necessarily, again, it will be the mind giving it a name.
So this witness is what? When you say I witness even this thought or understanding or knowledge, then this witness is what?
It's, I don't know what you think about it.
And where are you in this equation? Are you saying that you are the witness?
Again, that will be the mind saying it. So I can observe that the mind is saying that I am the awareness. That cannot be me again.
Very good. What can make you suffer then?
What can make me suffer? I can witness the suffering. I can,
When you say I can witness the suffering, that means that you cannot actually suffer. It is the suffering which is being also perceived, isn't it? So this witnessing, can this suffer? Are you searching for freedom? Are you interested in freedom? Were you ever bound?
I, there was an idea that I was wrong.
This first satsang? Say hi to him. It's fine. So he said, I had an idea that I was bound. Only a pretense, or a pretending. Govil says, Father, I'm reading the book I Am That, and I'm also watching Muji's videos. In both of them, they suggest find exactly who you are or stay in I amness. How is letting go next thought will lead to this, lead to finally. Okay. I'm reading I Am That, I'm watching Muji's videos. In both of them, they suggest find out exactly who you are or stay in I amness. How is letting go of next thought will lead to this. What convinces you of your personhood? See, as long as we are believing a thought, means that we're believing the premise behind the thought, which is that you are a person. It cannot be that you marinate in your true nature and continue to believe thoughts. As awareness, you stay completely untouched by all of this play also. But then, if you're here, means you want to see as a living experience your own true self. So then you say to stay with the sense of I am, but it cannot be that you stay with the sense I am and continue to believe thoughts. And if you're not believing your thoughts, what is present? Even for attention, attention comes and rests either completely at home in awareness or it finds its resting place in beingness itself. In this I am. Now, usually what happens is if I say, don't pay attention to thoughts, then it becomes a struggle. Don't pay attention to thoughts, just stay with the I am. See? Then it becomes a struggle. Then you will come and say that, oh yes, yesterday I was able to do it, but today, whole day, it was just thoughts. My attention did not stay with I am. So I've given you a simpler way. Just don't believe. Even if attention is going to the thoughts, just don't believe the thought. And as you find that you cut off this nutrition of belief, even your attention will naturally stop going to them. And then where does the attention stay? It stays at home. Whether you call it beingness or awareness itself, it's okay. And when you're not deluded by these thoughts, then you can very simply ask this question: who am I? Or you can ask, am I aware now? Both are pointing you to your true nature, which is pure awareness itself. Otherwise, what can happen is that you ask, who am I? And you believe the next thought that comes. It doesn't help even if the thought is saying, I am awareness. You see, just by believing a concept of awareness is not enough. You're not replacing the concept, I am a person, with another concept, I am God. It is not conceptual, you see. It doesn't help. Even if you believe as a concept that you are God, it will not help you when suffering comes. In fact, it will cause more suffering. You'll say, how is this affecting God? I thought I am that. And still, when my girlfriend leaves me, it still pains. How can that be? How can God get affected? Because it was another concept, you see. So it is not about a conceptual understanding. That's why we say, don't believe your next thought. And see who is the witness of all of this. The eternal, unchanging, untouched witnessing. And then you will say that all of you are saying the same thing actually. Soham says, so good to be able to come to Satsang live again, Father. Love you so much. I love you too, my dear. Who's feeling to say something and is feeling scared to come up on the hot seat?
Namaste, Father.
My dear
I got
Adam.
me on that one about being afraid.
Yes.
So, yeah, I've just jumped in.
Very good.
Very happy to see you. I don't really know what to say, but I feel a bit better now I've spoken. So,
Yes. Very good.
because I think there's a tendency to just hide away. So I thought, yeah, to come.
Where is it now? Is there still this feeling which is feeling a little unsettled, or it's all gone?
No, it's fine. It's good. Thank you very much.
Very welcome. I love you.
Love you so much.
Nirmayi had said, my head is at your feet. Thank you. Thank you. So welcome, my dear. Priya says, thank you. Thank you, my dear. Sumahar says, Father, does the I am as a pointing show that everything else is only attached and watched? Does the I am as a pointing show that everything else is attached and watched? Over here, there's a merging feeling floating. So there's a sense of I am. And is this sense of I am aware of you, or you are aware of it? And if you are aware of I am, then what must be prior? It must be you, isn't it? Even to this sense, I am. And once this I am comes, a sense of being comes, then this whole phenomenal dance can start. And once the phenomenal dance starts, then we start getting attached to the objects which seem to appear. It could be thoughts, it could be memories, it could be this external seeming world. But this watching, this awareness remains untouched through all of this play. Over here, you say, over here there is a merging feeling floating. Maybe you can elaborate a little bit more on that. But everything that is happening, you are aware of it. It could be the most sublime or it could be the most horrendous, but you are aware of it, and as awareness, you are untouched by it. Thank you, dearest Claire. So nice to see you. Thank you, Cornelia. Sangha says, Anantaji, my heart is racing. If no one else has a question, can I share something, please? Yes, of course, my dear, you can.
Um, I just read, Nirmai's comment saying that her head was at your feet,
Mhm.
and my heart's just racing because I noticed this even when I was around, Muji, and I would see people, bowing down to him and telling him that they'd surrendered to him and that they loved him, and I felt it when I read her comment. I felt like whenever I would see that, there would be a part that said, I want to do that. And then another part that couldn't because I felt like it wouldn't be true if I said that. And so now it just feels like it's like, oh, is that arrogance? Because it feels like I don't know what surrender means. And
So before you even ask whether it's arrogance, who's the I that wants to do, and who is the I that says it's not true or it is true?
that's just this ideas.
Don't have to. There's no structure here like this. Like there's this question that comes to me that why is it a prerequisite that we have to call you father? And I never started anything like that. In fact, I still wonder how it became so prevalent. But it's good. I don't stop it because I know it comes from your heart. And it comes naturally because that's how I refer to my master as well. That's how I refer to Mujiji as well. So father can be like that. Also, these statements of love, devotion just come very naturally. So this is not what my pointing is. I've never said that you must surrender at my feet, then I will give you freedom or anything like that.
No, I think it's that old conditioning from childhood. That's what I was brought up around. But somehow it's
Is that
feeling that
there's a lot of these days there's a lot of um, weirdness that comes up around this concept of touching feet and things like that. And for Indians, it's not such a big deal at all because it's so much part of our tradition. Even anyone who's we revere a little bit also, there's no trouble in touching feet. But it would be trouble if there was a prerequisite that you must touch the master's feet, otherwise it's a sign that you are not devoted or something like that. Or you don't love the master if you don't call him father or something.
see that is the feeling that is inside or that's come up that somehow that it's a prerequisite.
Nothing like that. Take it from me. There is nothing. You can call me Ananta. You can say, yo man, what's up? You can say whatever you want. As long as you are open to the truth, I'm very happy to have a conversation with you. Don't have to force any sort of rituals, any sort of anything like this. And don't let it make any judgment about your devotion and love. I know already. I say that if you come for the second time in satsang, it means that already there is some love for me in your heart. Because for the mind, satsang is pure torture. You could not come a second time also. And now you come a few times means there is love for me already in the heart. And even if it is your first time, it is pure grace which has brought you.
Thank you.
Very welcome. It's very good you can say these things because it answers many questions. Maybe sometimes there might be some who are scared to ask so openly like this. It's very good. Vikas says sometimes I wonder how the feeling of consciousnesses can be different from its head. You must come up and decipher this question at least first.
Said how the feet of consciousness. I was just kidding. Like consciousness is
How
complete
the of consciousness can be different.
from its head.
It cannot. Consciousness cannot have feet or head.
Right. Right. Uh, like I used to follow I have read a lot of Gurbani, and they say the only prayer that you could do is to actually, attend to meditation or make yourself available, and that is an automatic prayer. You don't have to use any words. You being available for satsang in itself is kind of the greatest regard and greatest respect, and uh, you know that you can actually, that just strike my mind, and out of humor I just wrote that.
Very good. Yes. That's why I say that little bit of openness is all that is required. Little openness and little waiting with open arms. Because somehow there is no energy here for convincing or impressing. So if someone comes with a convince me or impress me sort of energy, then nothing moves here. I don't feel a flow happening here. But if there's little bit of openness, very easily everything just flows. And it's grace. This openness is not something that you must do. I'll be more open. How? How will you be more open? You cannot do. You see, it's not a doing. It's just grace. Very good. Jayani says, Father, I place everything in the holy fire. The spiritual seeker that still pops up and says, got it. Yes. A really ridiculous thought. Yes. Any arrogance, let it all burn. Very good. Kapil says, Satsanga's last question was my question as well. Thank you for answering. See, exactly. Kapil's first mail to me was, can I call you Ananta and not this father business? Isn't it?
It took a while here to call you father. It just came one day. My fault.
It's all okay. And we have a song, Rashmi is here. Something like you can sing also.
Let's see.
Yes.
You must have said that.
No, join. We're all.
I don't know.
I was in Jaine's broadcast and she loves the Om Namo
No?
praise.
Is
That's
it
my favorite.
in the same company?
Yeah. Oh, my beloved, kindness of the heart, breath of life, I bow to you, and I'm coming home, and I'm coming home, and I'm coming home, and I'm coming home. Om Namo Gurudev Gurudev Nam. Nam. Gurudev Nam. Oh, my beloved, kindness of the heart, breath of love, I bow to you. Divine teacher, beloved friend, I bow to you again and again. Lotus sitting on the water, Gurudev, Gurudev Namo. Beyond time and space, Gurudev, Gurudev Namo. This is your way. Gurudev, Gurudev Namo. This is your grace. Gurudev, Gurudev Namo. Namo. Gurudev Namo. Namo. Gurudev Namo. Gurudev Namo.
Kanchan says, your satsang keeps confirming again and again the same truth until the mind has no other option but to accept the fact. There is no room for any doubt at all. Thank you once again for all the share. Yes. Bhagavati says, Father, it is truly a miracle that we can all be in satsang with you in this way. Thank you. We love you so much, Bhagavati and Nirmai. Very happy you can also join. Shivani says, so Father, I am aware of everything, including myself. Yes. I know this is repeating what you have said a million times, but it just seemed to hit home. Very good. Very good. I don't mind repeating this another million times. Yes. You are aware of yourself as awareness itself.
Hello.
Yes, my dear.
And I wanted to thank you zillion times for bringing the peace and the blissfulness. It was never the same, and it feels like undescribable. Thank you so very much.
Very good. Very welcome, my dear. It's all your own doing, but I'm happy to take credit for it.
Because this credit is the only root of suffering. So since you're taking it away, so again thank you.
Very well. Very well. Thank you all so very much for being in Satsang today. Sadhguru Shri Muji Ji ki
Jai. Ananta ji ki jai.
Jai.
Jay.
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 What happened now? You can turn off the broadcast, my dear. Thank you so much, Ishani.
Thank you, Father.
Lovely moderating. Thank you.
Thank you.